Summer has arrived, updates on our barn conversion, the cats meet the cows, and much more. Stay tuned. I know you're all dying for an update, so let's dive in. So this video is showing the living room when it was finished being rendered, but John hadn't actually started the plastering yet. So you can see the walls are all higgledy-piggledy and not nice and clean and smooth. And so it begins. There's the drill with the mixer on the end, which he uses to mix the plaster. Now he's done the bit underneath the windows, which looks really, really nice. And that is the first wall done. It's only a small wall, but it's a good place to start. There's the second large wall that's now done. That's the wall that the TV is going to go on in the media center. And that stretches right round to the fireplace. And next you can see John in action doing the third little wall, which is the other side of the opening. And here he is doing the ceiling. He has to use a sprayer to moisten it because it's quite warm and the plaster goes off quite quickly. We're almost there now. He's just making the last finishing touches to the ceilings. His neck was getting stiff by this stage, bless him. It's hard looking up and being angled up all the time. Yeah, you can almost see how quickly the plaster is going off. And yes, that is a squeegee. It works a treat. We set up a rig for John to stand on so he didn't have to keep climbing up and down a ladder, so that worked pretty well. And this is his cleaning station. He has to clean the bucket out after each mix, otherwise it gets bits in it which end up on the wall. These shoes belong to somebody who hasn't been plastering all morning. And these shoes belong to somebody who has. Well, it's a big milestone today. The main work of the plastering is now finished. So the walls have all been plastered, except that bit, but I'll come to that in a bit. The ceilings have all been plastered. You can see they're still drying. So 4 full days it took him, bless him. And now tomorrow will be all the edges and the tidying up. So you can see around things like this, that will all be neatened up. All the areas on the beams, they will all be neatened up. All the areas around the windows. And that last little remaining bit that hasn't yet been done. Yep, that is very, very exciting. This whole room looks and feels and even sounds completely different now. Oh, that bit we've left because that's where the wood burner flue is going, so we've got to create a great big hole there. Super, super exciting. I can see John has roughly cleaned this windowsill already, but he's got to go around and get off all the bits of plaster and clean them up nicely and then varnish them. This other one's slightly different because he's already been sanding here. He builds it up and then he sands it so that it's nice and smooth for painting. So that's what all that is. So that's still got to be cleaned. But it is not far off being ready for painting. And I believe today's Sunday, but I believe this week we're going to start tiling the floor. Oh my god, it's going to look so, are we tiling it with those tiles? It's going to look so different in here. Now the problem with having wooden beams everywhere is getting nice clean finish lines on your plaster. But John has a magic toolkit that just does the trick. He uses the palette knife to protect the plaster and cordon off the area he wants to scrape. He uses the Stanley knife to get rid of all the bits, to cut, as you can see he's cutting away there. And then when he's done with that, he uses the wire brush to scrape off the excess. And the end result is a beautifully clean line. Remember last episode I told you that our yuccas were about to flower? Check this out. Aren't they amazing? They just grow this super long stalk which is just absolutely full of flower buds, and then slowly over time each flower bud opens. So next episode I'll be able to show you all the flowers. They look pink but they actually open as white. Absolutely stunning. I wanted to show you some teensy tiny little bones that we can find in our soil here. So this tiny little thing here, let's put it on this rock so that you can see it better. There's a tiny little jawbone. Can you see the teeth? Let's put it around this way. So that's the front incisors, if you like, and these ones on the top here are tiny little teeth. Let's see what else we've got. I've come over into the neighboring bed, and here you can see there's a little bone there. It's incredible. There's so many. There's another little one there. Just spotted another little jawbone here. It's incredible. I mean, I just think it's incredible. It's so tiny. Right, fruit and vegetable update. These are the potatoes, which are now officially going absolutely crazy. The apples have definitely got bigger, which is very, very exciting. We haven't had any fruit for the last 3 or 4 years because of drought. So this is exciting. Our little pears are coming along well. Looking very good. Tree's looking healthy. We've even got apricots this year. I had to look up what tree this was because it's never fruited before. But yeah, they're apricots, so that's very exciting. We'll have to see if they survive. Fingers crossed. Cherries. We've got 2 cherry trees, so they're doing well. We've never had cherries because the birds get to them before we do, but one year we will have some. We don't mind sharing most of the time. Grapes. The vine is looking very, very good. So you can see there we've got lots of little grapes on the way. Not quite a winemaking region just yet, but gooseberries. There are loads of gooseberries. They will eventually turn purple. They're all green at the moment, but as soon as they turn purple, then they are good for picking. These are black currants. Yeah, some ripen quicker than others, as you can see, but these are black currants, and these are our red currants. The red currants are looking really good. I went down today and there's a lot of red ones. We have to try and catch them before the birds do. This is a blackberry full of blossom, so that will also produce a lot of fruit. Again, the birds love them, but like I say, we don't mind sharing as long as they leave some for us. Onions are doing very, very well, considering we've done nothing to those since we planted them. Nothing. They are low maintenance. So the cows have been set out in their summer pasture, so I'm going to visit them. They know I'm onto them. Hello, moose. Hello, moose. It's literally just the field next to us. So this is the neighbour's field here, and this is our sort of boundary wall, if you can call it that. And there we have our garden. There's the house. What do you reckon, Barry? What have you spotted, Barry? Hey? Oh, they're coming to visit us now. They are wondering what is going on. A lady and 3 cats peering at them from across the lawns. What do you reckon, Bluesy? And they've come in really close now. Got used to us and the cats. Hey! You are lovely. You are lovely. Look at you. I have no idea if you can actually see the webs that are going from those bits there down to the ground. I'm hoping you can catch them in the sunlight. You see there's one coming down there. Let me go back this way and see if the sun... There's another one just coming down here in the front. And there you can see 2 there. That's how the little caterpillars get down to the ground. Strange creature spotted drinking at its regular waterhole. Barry, come on down now, boy. Come on. One last thing I wanted to share with you before we close off this week's episode was a very exciting purchase that John and I made. And just for the record, we lived in the caravan for 3.5 years before we moved into the barn. And as you know, the barn's not quite finished. The living room's not finished. So we've lived without a TV for 10 years this year. We got by in the caravan by propping the laptop up onto a pile of books and watching YouTube videos and music and stuff like that. And we've been doing the same here. We sit in the kitchen at the dining room table and watch an episode of whatever we can while we're eating our dinner. But we haven't really been able to watch TV or have a decent sound system. And we both love our music, and we decided to treat ourselves to a nice sound bar and a nice TV, which you can see here. We picked it up from the shop. We ordered it from the shop, and we picked it up, and it was so big. It's a 65-inch Philips TV. It's 4K. And it has Ambilight, which is a Philips TV thing. And you'll see from the video, what that means is that whatever colors are displaying on the TV, the little lights around the back of the TV reflect that same color onto whatever surface the television is mounted on, for a sort of a more immersive experience, if you like. It is absolutely amazing. It is such a treat for us. It's the first time we've bought something of substantial value that's not for the renovation, that's for us, purely for enjoyment. So it's a massive thing, and it was it was just so exciting. So I can't wait for the living room. Neither of us can wait for the living room to be finished so we can get the sound system installed and the TV up on the wall. And fingers crossed, next episode I'll have maybe I'll have some exciting things to show you.